All right. Appreciate y'all being here. Good to be back on a normal week. Last week was fast and furious with the Thursday game, quick turnaround. This week, a little bit more normalcy for us. Big excited about going back to work and conference game and everything that comes with it. Just got to keep improving it and getting better. But excited about where we're headed. So with that, we'll open up to questions.
Coach, what's the message to this team going to this week, back into a regular week? And I know, sorry, y'all. I know not really hyping up the homecoming aspect of it, but what is the message there?
Yeah, I mean, we were North Texas's homecoming. I did kind of lean into that a little bit and told them, hey, it's gonna be their party. Let's go put on a show for them, And then last week it was at somebody else's stadium again, Thursday night Halloween. Everybody was ready for a party, and I wanted us to be the show. Well, now we got to come home. It ain't time to relax, Like we're coming back to our home stadium, our home crowd. We need to be ready to put on a show again. Like we need to be ready to perform. Our guys need to be ready to play, and great attendance expected, sold out stadium for Saturday, and our guys need to take pride in being able to play at home. These guys are in their last year of eligibility. They got two home football games left. And if that doesn't give you a little extra incentive, then we got a problem. Like there's clock's ticking. The sand in the hourglass is going fast, and so these guys need to be really urgent in how they approach everything we do, so that we can go out and play the way we want to play on Saturday.
When you look at Temple, what's maybe the first thing that stands out about them?
I think the quarterback's playing really efficient. I don't think he gets enough credit for how he operates. This little receiver, number 5, is really, I think, dynamic. I got another guy on the outside that ran track at USC that was a national champion on one of their four by relay teams who can really run. I think they're big up front. They look like a team that you expect to be from Philadelphia, just big, strong guys up front. I think they're athletic on the D-line. I think their linebackers are really good. I think the linebackers might be one of the better inside linebacker groups we've seen in the league, to be honest with you. They got good skill. I've been each week in this league, I've just been impressed with, somebody's got a strength that you're like, wow, this guy's really good, or this guy's really good. And I think they're doing a good job. I think they're playing hard. You look at against East Carolina, a bunch of points, and then they beat Tulsa. So they've played in some better games, I think, recently than people probably recognize. But I think they got good skill.
Your team hasn't struggled with this all year, but like you kind of mentioned, Temple has struggled this year, and you have 2 really big games coming up right after that against Navy and Memphis. Is that something that you have to discuss with your team about not looking too far ahead at maybe what's to come?
Yeah, I don't even think about anything else other than this week. Like anybody in our building that thinks about anything other than this game that's right in front of us, they're an idiot. Like if they do, I'll call that out real quick. Like I'm ultra, in the moment, to the point that if somebody comes to me and wants to talk about like a game that's after this one, I might lose my mind on them. Like in our building, if anybody in our staff meeting wants to talk about any other game or any of our players want to talk about any other game than Temple, they're going to feel really uncomfortable because I'm going to go crazy. So I'm so focused on this game. And I think our building has to be, everybody in our building, if that's how you do things where you don't perform your best, is you're worried about something that you have no control over. I got no control over Saturday yet. I just want us to have a great Tuesday meetings as a staff the rest of the day. I want our players to go down the stairs and lift after practice and continue to maintain strength. And I want our guys to show up Wednesday with a good mindset for our Wednesday practice. And I can't even think about Saturday yet, to be quite honest. I'm so narrow focused right now.
This is the second week in a row where this team is an opponent that Tulane hasn't played before. And you look back to the Rice game, you said that you showed them the game that they played against them last year. How does your message kind of change to motivate when it's the enemy that you don't know?
You're talking about with Temple?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know any of these teams really. We're playing all these teams. I've never played this team before. So for all of them, they're all such new weeks. They're I think the history component, there's, when there's recent history, that's one thing. When there's history, but it's hey, we played these guys 10 years ago, that's kind of half our guys were, 10 years old or whatever. So there's some recent history games like this that don't have recent history. there's not really anything to point back to. Like with Rice and with UAB, like you said, reflecting back on those games, I was able to show our guys, hey, these were really close games last year. So I don't have to point very far to Temple's had success in this league, and so we just got to make sure we're prepared to play our brand of football and play to our standard. Really, as we go into every game, I'm so focused on our guys playing to our standard, and that's why sometimes when we win, y'all probably think I'm frustrated because I'm like, we didn't do this well enough. But I just want us to play our best, and whatever that is, scoreboard falls out the way it does. I just want us to play the best football we can play.
And that end of the drill at practice, it was a little more physical than I think we're used to during the week. What was kind of the intent behind that?
Yeah, the defensive end, I thought we really tackled really poor in the game at times on last Thursday. And that's something we did prior to here when I was at Kentucky. On the defensive staff, we used to end the team period of practice with a thud, and the whole team's watching, and you either get booed or cheered. And so I thought I was very, very, very frustrated during the game on Thursday and then Friday watching it again last week at our performance tackling. I thought we looked like we had not been coached how to tackle. Like, keep your eyes up, run your feet, wrap your arms, knock them back. And we were just like diving off the diving board, lunging, hoping the guy would fall down if we got near him. And it was garbage tackling technique. And so I'll compromise a team rep at the end for everybody to get a really good fundamental technique tackle rep. And I think teams that get better on the fundamentals throughout the year usually improve as a team. The schematic stuff is what it is, but we got to tackle better. And I was very, very frustrated with that. So we went back to, elementary school football and tackled at the end.
You're second in the nation now in time of possession, and that's with a defense that scored 6 touchdowns and a kickoff for 2 touchdowns. So that's 8 possessions your offense hadn't even had. How much are you a believer? How important do you feel like that stat is? Not necessarily being second, but winning time of possession almost every week.
Yeah, I don't lean into we have to win the time of possession. It's what you do with the possessions. I do think in certain games and flows of certain games, it's important. Last week when we were playing a short week, right? You played on a Saturday on the road, and then you're playing on a Thursday on the road. I did feel the need for our offense to stay on the field to protect our defense some, because the week before against North Texas, we had played 80-something snaps, right? And so I think you have to consider, like, where are we as a team? What was the last game like? What does this look like going to the next game? And I felt like we needed to take care of the football and control the clock a little, because I felt the travel back-to-back weeks was going to wear us down, and I thought the number of snaps played the week before was going to wear us down. And then some of that's a component of, like, games that, you go back to South Florida, we had an 11-minute drive in the game, and we didn't get points on it. We kneeled it out. At the end of the game, I'm not one of these guys that wants to, like, see how many points we can score sometimes. I just want to win the game. And so if we can bleed the clock for 10 minutes at the end of the game, I'm fine with that. I got no problem not giving the football back. And so we're going to play complementary football. And there's certain situations where we've been explosive this year and scored fast, but there's certain times where you need to run the ball, take care of your defense, and play complementary football too.
The first college football playoff rankings are coming out tonight. I know that's not your priority, but will you watch tonight? And
yeah, I'll look at it. Yeah, I'll look at that a lot closer than I probably do the election results. I can promise you that. So directly affects my day-to-day life a lot more probably. All right, thank you all. Appreciate you.